Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, June 3rd, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. It is week 23 of 2025, and in my neck of the woods it is currently 78 degrees with a high of 84 and a low of 62. Welcome to my YouTube peeps. I am here for the next 3 hours for coloring, companionship, chat, friendship, giggles and laughs, pretty pictures, and the what, the how, and the why of adult coloring. In other words, I show you what I'm doing, I explain how I'm doing it, and then I tell you the why. And again, welcome to my YouTube peeps who come in and chat with me. That is always delightful. Welcome to my YouTube peeps who watch this broadcast after the fact. And welcome to my Facebook peeps who'll see this broadcast when I download it into my group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. All right. So I was delayed getting on tonight, but I am here finally. All right. Tonight's projects, of course, are my buddy color. We're doing our woman with the red hair in water, and I'm showing you how to make her sleeve look wet. This is from my book, Riot of Red Jubilee. It's a new release. It's available on Amazon if anybody cares to pick it up. And it's got some really terrific pictures in it. I think you'd like it. This being one of them, of course. Here's a few of the pictures on the back. That's pretty nifty. All right. And then my second image that I'm working on is from Romantic Country by Erie. This book was gifted to us by Angie, a member of our group. She wanted me to do an image out of it. So here you go. I've been adding some details to this. And I think that we're having a lot of fun with it. In that book, this is the cover on this one. All right, so there's the roadmap for tonight. And let's see how everybody's doing. Janie, hello. Kitty, hello. Maggie. Oh, Maggie, you're trying to get back to the other feed to let the others know you're here. Yeah, I was having problems starting up. Hello, Jonah. Hello, June. All right. Let me get my paper towel. How's everybody's day going today? Win, lose, or draw? I'm going to say soft lose. Had trouble getting online, and the book that I was going to do the flip through on today did not show up. So it's going to be tomorrow or the day after. So, like I said, soft lose. Oh, Mamie, you had the volume up on both tablets. Are you all set now? Your phone is ahead of your tablet. Oh. Well, Maggie, welcome to my world. Whoops. This is where my I'm ahead of you guys when I'm broadcasting, so I'm already on to the next thing. And that's why I ask you to be specific. So when you're describing a page, I need you to tell me exactly what it is instead of saying, I like that one. Okay, let's get back in the saddle here. June, win. Oh, June, that's cool. And we're glad to have you back. Jonah, draw. June, win. Janie, draw. Maggie, draw. Kitty got new Sharpie markers. Janie says Faber-Castell markers are shipped. Well, June, there's lots to catch up on. All right. Hopefully all the little gremlins are out of this broadcast tonight because it's driving me crazy. So, get your paper towel. Get your scratch pad and let's get coloring. All right, now, last night I started up on her hair. Let me double check my colors. I will re-swatch them for you. And then we can all get going on this. All right, here is the dark color that I'm using. Now, normally I don't call them out, but I've got a Brett Funner 520. It's called Koi, K-O-I. Then I have a Star Joy Cadmium Orange. And then I have a Color Metallic Orange, number 207. Now, if you have any questions about how red hair should look, take a look on Google. All right, let's start up where we left off last night. Now, I already did the eyes for you. And I got this far on the right-hand side of the hair, and we've got a little bit of yellow in this puppy. And all of this is going to make sense as we go. What do I always tell you? Trust the process. So, should I say that my name is Process and therefore you should be trusting me? Oh, my sense of humor. Hello, Grace. Yes, June, it does. That yellow does make it pop out. Amazing Grace. Alright, I'm going to start in with my darkest orange. Now take your time. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece, and I think it's going to turn out to be just over the top. Now, you want to be very picky in the placement. Now, as I've also mentioned to you, I don't mind what color you use first, your dark, your medium, or your light. Just as long as you get there. Now, during this broadcast, however, you probably want to follow along with what I'm using at the time. All right. The paramedics were so rude, I asked them to leave. So was so ill for a whole day before I was treated. Okay, now notice the little spritz of hair that we have coming out of the top and the sides. So I'm at the very top. So there's my dark, here's my medium. Oh, June, I'm glad to have you back. Well, June, we're glad to have you back. June, you're having a belated birthday? Oh, here it is. June's House of Crafts was discharged yesterday on the 2nd, my birthday. Oh, there you go. Well, June, you know what happens when we have a birthday girl, right? All right, guys, everybody get ready with me. Oh, June doesn't know. This will be a treat for her. Okay, everybody, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday to you. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. And many, many more. All right, June, that's what we do in this group. Okay. Now, as we're going along with our hair, now we're going to get into our areas. See, we have our darker area. And our light areas. So in other words, I'm not just coloring all dark. We need to color this in such a way that everything fits together. The last thing I want you to do is to go through this and, for example, color all your darks first and then color all your lights, etc., etc., etc. That's not the way to do this. Well, June, I'm glad you enjoyed your birthday song. Well, June, you asked us to keep you company while you were calling the ambulance, and we did. Oh, June, no problem. June, that's the kind of group that I have here. Hey, we would have even sung to you if we needed to do that. Okay. All right, now here's our darker sections. Well, June, I'm glad we could take your mind off your troubles. Okay, now I've got a little strand of hair that the coloring says should be medium, but I'm going to go light because it's in such a dark area. And don't forget, in some of our light areas, this is where we're coming in with our yellow. Now, ultimately, this yellow is going to make sense. But what I want you to remember from this is that when you're coloring red hair, these are some of the colors that you want to be working with. Okay, Bonnie, thank you. All right, here's our dark. And then we'll pop in with our light color. And pop in with a little bit of our medium. Follow the grayscale, guys. Who's coloring this with me tonight? So June, if you care to share, did they figure out what was going on with you? Hello, Julie. All right, let's pop in a little bit of our medium. I lied, it's our light. And we're going to put in a little bit of our yellow here. Now, again, this is not plug and chug coloring at all. All right. Now I'm going to pop in with my medium. You have such a complicated health industry, including lupus. Oh, your scalp was breaking from the inside out, equal to second-degree burns. Oh. Well, June, I'm glad that we can bring you some happiness while you're watching the broadcast. That's the whole point. Okay, now, let me go back up to the top. We're going to inch up back here. And we really need to be paying attention to where our medium color is and our dark color is. Yes, life can be scary when ill and alone. Well, you're not alone when you're in here. I am actually touched that you actually chose to come in here while you were waiting for your ambulance. You sure did need the distraction. Okay, here's our medium, lots of blending. And then we're going to come in our in-between areas with our dark. Now remember, when you're coloring a dark area, you don't just go in and fill it in with your little circle strokes. What you want to do is go in and move your pencil in the same direction as what the hair would lay. And then when you get filled in, that's when you can do your little circles to make sure that everything is copacetic with your layers. Okay, light orange, very, very lightly over our yellow. And notice that that yellow doesn't disappear. That's the point. Now we're going to add a little bit more of shading and shadowing in this area. I'll do that momentarily, because right now it looks like a blob of hair. Excuse me for being off camera. Okay, now, if you're looking at your grayscale, you're going to notice some subtle shades of your dark hair. And what you want to do is you want to grab your Payne's Gray, and in this area here we're going to detail our strands. And notice that as I add my darker color, my individual strands now are standing out, right? So we've got a strand of hair right now that I'm building that's going up into the head. Now, the next area where I'm going to make it dark is going to be on the inside of this curl. Take your time and build up your color. And next to the dark area, we have a very, very light shading of our orange hair onto the scalp. And notice how I'm softening that edge between the Payne's Gray and our orange. And I'm using my light color to blend all of this together. Finger blend, let me pull out. Let's take a look at this. Okay, Bonnie, thank you. Guys, don't forget, when you step out, let me know. That way I'm not talking to myself. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. Manny's going to go AWOL on us tomorrow night because she's got a car show. Kathy, you've been here before, haven't you? That's what I thought. Look how gorgeous our lady's looking. Okay, now, while I'm here with my lightest pencil, I'm going to pop up back at the top and add my lighter wisp of hair at the very top. Kathy, I'm glad to see you come back in. It's been a while. Okay. I'm just going in and putting in these wisps of hair. Now, when you get these twists put in, that really makes this look fantastic. Oh, you came in the first night I started this. Gotcha. So, Kathy, did you print it out and are you coloring it with me? Oh, you got your electric eraser and sharpener. That's right. We were discussing that for you. Oh my gosh, you'll love them. Okay, now, we're going to move down the left-hand side. Okay, Maggie, thank you. Kathy, you made a good choice on that electric eraser and the sharpener. What color is your sharpener? Mine's green. No, mine's purple. Thanks, Maggie. Now, again, guys, this is all my medium. Oh, it's black. All right. Now I'm going to pop in a little bit of light right here. Let me pull out just a little bit. Now remember, if anybody needs me to zoom in or zoom out, speak up. You put your left foot in, you put your left foot out. Now I'm going to pop down to the very bottom here. We've got some light areas here in the hair. And what do I always tell you when you lift your pencil? Turn it. Yeah, Kathy, the yellow really makes a difference. If you don't turn your pencil while doing this picture, your strands are going to come out mushy. Okay, let me come back up towards the top. I'm going to go back to my medium. Thank you, Janie. I'm going to go back to my medium orange. Now you know that I'm going to come in with my darkest orange yet in between. Hello, my Linda. Hello, Papillon. Papillon, I'm glad to hear that Pup is doing better. Now be sure that you catch your hair out to the far left with your medium color, otherwise this isn't going to make sense. Okay, let me pull out. Now, when you printed out your image, your printer may have created a dark void here, and you know that there are hair strands in here. So what we need to do is use our lightest orange, and if you can't see those hair strands, this is where you're going to need to use your artistic intuition and add your own hair strands. Now, this is not hard at all. It's really just a continuation of what you've already put in. See that? I don't want anybody panicking. All right, Papillon. I don't want you panicking adding this extra orange hair. It's not hard. Follow the flow of the hair that's already there. All right, let's take a look at this. And again, that was my lightest orange. Now, there are some areas in here where I can definitely see where I need to be putting in my lighter orange. All right, let's pop down to the very bottom. And run that hair right into the water. And let's bring that hair all the way down and around. Thank you, my Linda. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button and you like the broadcast, please hit it. Every time we increase our likes, YouTube will recommend our feed to other people. What do you think so far? Drop dead gorgeous. Any question? Okay. Now, I'm going to come in with my darkest pencil of my dark, excuse me, medium and light. And this is where we're going to start smoothing out and detailing our hair. Now, don't come in like gangbusters. Let your pencil do the work, excuse me. Now be very sure with your darkest pencil, which is our darker orange, that you get in between your previous medium and light colors that you put in. This is going to be important. Is anybody feeling better about coloring red hair since I've been showing you this? Again, guys, not hard. Alright, let me use my lighter orange and dull this down a little bit, this yellow. Again, just be sure that you stay within your pockets. Over a darker color and you'll be just fine. Okay, now notice that I've left this pocket dark, and that's because our hand is behind there. Don't color in this part here. Same with our area next to the arm. Okay, Mamie. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow to the top here. And we'll make that into a highlight spot. Excuse me for being off camera. And again, I apologize. I'm in the lower left-hand corner. I'm just above the arm. Let me move over to the left. And then down on our hand. Luba, hello. Luba dooba doo, so glad to see you. Luba dooba doo, so glad to greet you. Luba dooba doo, how are you today? Okay. Let me pull out. Oh, it's been so long that you haven't heard me sing to you. That's right. Okay. Luba, tell us something fun. Luba, you will be many pretty soon. 2 weeks, maybe. I'm sorry, can you explain that? What is many pretty? Okay, finger blend. Now, I'm going to come in and I'm going to start detailing our strands of hair. Your daughter's going to have a baby, a little boy. His name is going to be Eloy. When is she due? Okay, Maggie, welcome back. Oh, around June 17th. Wow. I didn't know she was that far along. I thought she was still like 6 months away or so. Okay, Payne's Gray. Now we're going to start detailing the shading and shadowing of the hair. Oh, we'd love to see a picture. Now, I want you to notice that as we add our Payne's Gray in between the strands of our hair, this is where we see the real beauty of it. I'm working down the right hand side. And notice how that detail starts to pop in. Luba, thank you so much. I'm glad you like what I'm doing with the hair. Can everybody see how adding the shading into the hair is really making it pop? And look at the difference now between the two sides. This is detailed, this isn't. So if you like what you're seeing now, you're really going to like it when I pull in this detail. Now, this shading in is very, very soft. I'm not pounding my pencil into the paper. And I'm working it in very, very slowly and lightly. Luba, this is from my book, Ride of Red Hair Jubilee. And here are some of the images from it. Check it out. I really like this one with the little girl in the pond. Check out the different shades of color on this picture. Isn't that beautiful? And here's a good mom and daughter picture. Okay. Yeah, and Luba, you're welcome. The reason that I really like this picture is I wanted to demonstrate how to show cloth that's been wet through skin. And that's what this is here. So that was the whole intention of this area down here. Okay, let's continue with our shadowing this hair. Oh, thanks, Luba. Julie, good night. Well, thank you, Kathy. It was awesome to do it. Now, check out how really cool this hair looks when we start adding our shading to it. Don't go crazy with it, though. Thank you, Jonah. Now, I don't want you to just randomly be coloring in dark spots. You need to look at the way the hair is flowing. And to find those little pockets where adding the shading makes a difference. So guys, think it through. Now, the neat thing is these darker areas are going to be where you put your darkest orange. And in those areas, what I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm just edging that darker area with my Payne's Gray. Anywhere that you want to create a curl, this is where you need to put your dark shadowing. Excuse me for being off camera. Think about where you're putting your color. Anybody having any trouble adding this in? See how I'm following that curve? Okay, let me move over here. Now I'm going to pull out in a second so that you can see how this little bit of shadowing really makes a difference. Now, don't pound in your Payne's Gray. Remember, we've got this red underneath that we need to maintain. Let's see. All right, let me pull out and show you this. Tell me that that doesn't look drop dead gorgeous. And notice, now that I'm adding this shading in between the hair, you can see the progression down the hair. So the detail is stopping about there. And notice how we have the curls running down all the way from up here to down here. Check it out. There is no reason on earth why you couldn't do this. Okay, a few more minutes here of this and then I need to change projects. Again, I'm following the lighter curls and I'm hitting that Payne's Gray on the edge, and that really emphasizes the curl. Grace, good night. Don't be afraid of your project, guys. Now, this is the area down here that I had to do a little bit of guessing. My printer ended up making my curls a little bit dark. It is perfectly okay to go off script when you have to correct something like that. And trust me, when you start highlighting these curls, it's going to start to become natural for you where to place your gray. And it's really neat because all of a sudden, in doing something like this, it becomes really natural where you want to shade and shadow. And everything just starts to fall into place. Any questions? Bonnie, take care. Sorry you're dealing with the chicken pox. And again, for those of you that are coloring this, you're going to find yourself to the point of naturally adding your shading and shadowing to your piece. Remember, guys, you have an artistic intuition. That's why you color. And you know when something is looking really good and correct. All right, let me go back up here to the center a little bit. I don't like this glob right here. We don't have any definition in that. So notice how I'm getting rid of that glob of hair. And for anybody that does this hair and starts it, I don't want anybody giving up on your piece. This is how you learn. All right, let me pull out. Now notice that the left-hand side of this picture has quite a bit of this shading on it. And the reason that that's the case is your light source is in the upper right, shining down this way. And that's why these hair strands right here and going here are lighter than what we've got down here. And that is also why we have that little bit of yellow on there to accentuate that highlight. Well, Kathy, thank you. It is easy. And if you follow me step by step, you'll have the same result. Let me pull out just a little more here. Now, the only other thing that I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to darken the edge of her blouse that's closest to the water. So notice the difference now between this area and this area here. That is an artistic choice. Kathy promised me that you'll try this all the way through. And Kathy, if you're telling me that I'm making this look easy, then that's telling me that I'm doing a good job teaching this. And guys, the responsibility then is on your end of willing to try. Doing projects like this is what helps you grow artistically. All right. Let me pull out. Questions? Now, if you think that this looks really cool now, wait until you see it when we start putting our ocean around it. Again, I can't say this enough, not hard. And you are perfectly capable of doing this. As long as you follow my directions and my guide, you'll be just fine. And what a difference now on this left-hand side of the hair when we added the Payne's Gray to start to distinguish the curls. All right, next picture. Luba, yes. You are seeing part of her blouse right here. I just haven't colored it yet. And the blouse is actually going to be bluish because it's the cloth is floating on the water. That's why I really haven't done any of it when I did the blouse clinging to the skin. So yeah. We'll get that with our ocean. Okay, next project. Romantic Country by Erie. I'm going through and I'm coloring different parts of these buildings different colors. I thought that would look cool and joyful. And then I'm going to go back I was speaking out of turn. I'm just going to go through and I'm going to color each panel. I'm detailing each panel of the home. And last night I did the brick around the outside of the door. All right. Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to change up the shutter color a little bit. I initially put yellow on it. Oh, Luba, I'm so delighted that you stopped by. Hey, I enjoy listening to you and seeing, even though it's in French. Luba, it's been way too long since you stopped by. Okay, I'm going to change up the shutter color. I'm going to add my gold on top of the yellow. Oh, Luba, that would be wonderful. All right, now we've got a more realistic color here on this shutter. Okay. And I'm going to take a slightly darker brown. And I'm going to shade in a little bit of color on it so that we have that dimension. And then I'm going to erase out my blue. There is a method to my madness, trust me. And I'm going to make that area yellow. And what that does is that makes it look like there's light in the window. And I'm just shading up my brown a little more. Any questions about that? Now, I still think that those shutters are dull, excuse me, not draw. Yeah. So I'm going to take my mechanical pencil and a straight edge, and I'm going to draw in a little bit of pattern on this shutter. Hold on, my mechanical pencil decided to run out of lead at this moment. Now, again, don't hesitate to do stuff like this. have fun with it. Do not hesitate to draw in your books. Let me make sure I'm on camera. Now this we have to do a little bit of by guess and by gosh because I can't see where the other corner of that window is. Now, since I have a blue oh, the word's not coming for me. This thing down here that holds our flowers. I'm totally blanking out. Somebody give me the name of that. Oh no, there's a name for it. Window box. Mamie, thank you. Oh, Maggie, good night. Maggie, what's the deal with the early mornings? All right, let me pull out. Now that looks more balanced and it makes more sense. Yellow in the window for the light. Decorate the shutter. And we're good to go. Okay, let's get this header done. Now, the last thing that I want to see you do, because you're just filling, is because you're doing these areas, for example, this header across the door, is just to throw color on it. Now, normally, guys, I end my broadcast at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, but I didn't start tonight until 7:30 Central Standard Time, when I normally start at 7. So that's why I'm making up this half hour. I don't want to cheat you out of your time. Okay. Let's come in with a pretty blue. Now remember, if you're using water-based markers, sometimes you just have to touch it after you lift your marker because it leaves a little puddle of color. So we are into bonus time. Well, I don't know if it's really bonus time. I don't want to shortchange you guys during my broadcast. Kathy, hard question to answer. I use both. The majority of the images that I color are done with pencil. Okay. So I guess it's not that I really have a preference of one over the other, I guess. It's just what I use. I use the pencil for my main color. Well, I take that back. If I do something in marker, I'll do the marker and then I'll come back and detail with pencil. Okay, light yellow for our inside. We have a very cheery home going on. Don't get into your blue. And remember, when you're using marker next to another marker, color towards that color so you don't pick up that color. So in other words, I'm coloring towards the blue, and that way I don't risk getting blue in my yellow. Okay, now I'm going to come in with a light blue marker. And then I'll come in with a little bit of my darker blue marker. But notice when I put it in, I blend it right away. So while that marker is still wet, which you have maybe about 2 seconds, if that, and then I'm going to come back with my lighter blue, and I'm just going to blend that in a little more. Isn't that pretty? Okay, now since I used blue across my door, I want to carry that pattern throughout my piece. Oh, Janie, good night. Rest up. I know for a lot of you this is later than normal. Okay. So let's go ahead and pop in that blue. I'm going to touch it with my finger. And then we've got this blue. And then we've got this blue. And then I'm going to pop over to my other hanging vases. Now, I've got a couple other little pots and vases here that the artist didn't finish the pattern. So just for my consistency, as I bounce the camera around, I'm going to add my vertical lines. And I've got another pot down here in the lower left-hand corner. Let me find it for you. We'll get there. Oh, there it is. I love my mechanical pencils, by the way. They're great. And then I'm going to come back with my blue marker. Same thing, put in the color, dab with finger. Okay. Now, just to keep that same theme, I'm going to come in with my lighter blue. And I'm going to work that same color on the steps. I'm sorry, it's not my same color, it's the blue. And you'll see what a cool difference this is going to make. Now again, notice that it's my lighter blue. Oh, how pretty this is going to be. Now again, notice that I'm using colors that I can tie together. And I also want you to notice that if I start coloring this in a continuous motion and don't pick up my marker, I don't get those stupid little puddles across it. It's just where you pick up your markers that you can have that happen. All right. Now, when you pick up your marker, just like your pencil, turn it a little bit, and that way you're not wearing out the same portion of the marker each time. Now, let me pull out just so that you can see how this is looking already. Isn't that cute as a button? And I want you to notice how I'm tying everything together by having the blue here, the blue band around this stuff, and the blue on our door and over the top. Any question about that? Kathy, are you learning anything? Kathy says, yes, ma'am, I'm learning how to color red hair. Okay, 2 more areas here. Now, as I've told you before, you may wonder why I will move around and color certain spots. And that's because I like to establish my quote-unquote look of the piece as I go along. And as I'm doing that, it makes everything else come together because you can start to see the picture. Kathy, are you learning anything from this broadcast? Okay. Last one on the very bottom. I think Kathy has flown the coop. that would be my chair. Anybody have any comments about how this is starting to look? Now, remember that I've told you that every single piece that you do goes through an ugly phase. And that means you're going to look at it and go, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. But you've got to push through that. All right, let's look at this. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. And you can see how beautifully now our blue is bringing everything together. And this is going to look very rich and inviting. Okay, I'm about to wrap up. Here's our little village of our buildings with our geese and the steps. Very colorful, European. And I think it's looking pretty cool. Then, I started this broadcast and this is Ride of Red Jubilee out of one of my books. This is a freebie as a buddy color that you can follow along and learn the technique that I'm showing you. Okay guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, guys. Joyous, joyous coloring. Please hit that like button. That way other people can find us through YouTube recommendation. Have a great rest of the evening. Love on each other. That's what we're, excuse me, that's what we're known for. And I will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Actually, let me pull out a little bit so you can see the hair progress that I've done. And I think that this is looking pretty smart. Okay, guys, again, see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. All right, guys, take care.